I am the night.
I swear to you, with both the hearts of the last of the Time Lords, I will stop you.
Hello YouTube and people of the interwebs. Welcome back to another Doctor Who news video. We're ramping up towards the season finale, so obviously Doctor Who related content is kind of going wild. We've got a lot of stories to break down today. I feel like the BBC News or something. Our top story of the day is official confirmation of the Tales of the Tardis super secret extra episode, but we'll discuss that towards the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Before we do dive in, please feel free to subscribe if you aren't already. The channel is full of Doctor Who-y goodness. We've got reaction videos, reviews, theories, tier lists, everything you want, fan films, a huge little mini-series of fan films are on the way, so make sure you're subscribed. Anyway, self-promotion out the way, let's look at our first story. The official Doctor Who magazine has released its cover for the new edition. Dust to dust. Here's your first look at the Doctor on the cover of the latest Doctor Who magazine. I'm not sponsored or anything, but the Doctor Who magazine is usually full of fantastic content, so yeah, that's just a quick cool thing to get us started. Next, we'll move on to this fantastic interview, which I will link in the description, with Gabriel Woolf, the original and I suppose current voice actor of Sutekh. Now obviously it's been almost 50 whole years since he actually first showed up in Doctor Who, and it's got to have been an incredibly memorable and iconic appearance, as people like myself who weren't even born at that time absolutely adore this character. If you want to read the full interview, yeah, as I say, in the description, but I'm going to read a couple of my favourite quotes here, which may or may not give us slight hints and slight teases at what to expect and what's coming up in the Empire of Death. So, Gabriel was asked, how does it feel knowing a whole new audience will discover the classic story of Pyramids of Mars when it's revisited in Tales of the Tardis this week? As I mentioned, we'll discuss more of that because there's some updates on that toward the end of the video, but Gabriel says that it's excellent. They will have the complete backstory of Sutekh, so they'll know how it all began. Tom Baker and I played off each other and it was dramatic. It was a bit like a play. I hope it gives a tremendous added dimension to the excitement for the finale. The fact it's spread out over cinemas and across the world is wonderful. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I am so hyped to actually watch Doctor Who in the cinemas. I did get to go and see the Space Babies premiere, like an early screening, and that was super exciting, but properly going to like the local cinema and watching Doctor Who, what more do you want? He was also asked, do you think anything is different about this version of Sutekh to the one we met in 1975? Now, this is something which a lot of people have been kind of asking and maybe theorising about a little bit, because he seems more bombastic and less sort of sit-downy talky. And is that just for the final cliffhanger? Or is he going to be like that throughout the entire season? Well, say season, episode. We've got one episode left. And also the big question on everybody's mind, or maybe it's just my mind, I really want to know whether we're going to see him in the iconic Sutekh mask. I really hope we do, because that's the most iconic look for this character, and there's something so creepy and eerie about it. Well, visually, certainly. And I thought that there has been some development of the character. Okay, so visually, are we mainly going to be using that big dog face thing for the majority of the episode? I'm not 100% opposed to that, but it would be nice to see a more humanoid, masked up Sutekh. But by the sounds of this, that's probably not going to happen. But we do have the same classic lines here and there, so he is recognisable, and he's destroying the same universe. Yeah, I think it is nice that the way Empire of Death seems to be going is almost a direct sequel to the Pyramids of Mars. Sutekh says if he gets out of that time corridor trap by the Osirans, he's just going to destroy everything, turn everything to dust. And obviously, that's exactly what he's doing here. So despite it being a nearly 50-year difference, this is kind of a sequel to that story. Now, another interesting quote here. This isn't from Gabriel Woolf. This is actually from Carol Ann Ford. And I think it was said decades ago. I say decades, probably about a decade ago. Someone dug it up from a Doctor Who magazine. But I thought it's worth including in this video for all of you people who always comment RIP Doctor Who or disrespectful things like William Hartnell's turning in his grave. I don't think he would be, and you can take it from Carol Ann Ford, one of the people who would have known his opinions on Doctor Who the best. Carol Ann Ford was asked, what do you think William Hartnell would have made of Doctor Who today? God, he would have loved it. It's such a pity he's not around to see it. Maybe he is. Maybe he's up there looking down and having a giggle, saying, I told you so. He did say it would go on forever. It would last forever, and ever, and he was right. I think, this is an important quote to bear in mind, because there's so many people online, like naysayers going, the show's gonna die, the show's gonna die. Even if, and it's a very big if, the show does get cancelled within the next couple of years, it's inevitably gonna come back. There's such a passionate fan base behind Doctor Who. So many people have, it means so much to so many. Doctor Who's never gonna die. But we'll move on to the main event. Return to the Remembered Tardis. I said that a bit Sylvester McCoy. Remembered Tardis. With the Doctor and Ruby. A special Tales of the TARDIS exploring the 1975 Doctor Who adventure, The Pyramids of Mars, is coming to BBC iPlayer and BBC4 in the UK on Thursday the 20th of June. Before I start gushing about the positives, I'm just going to put out one minor negative here. Why is it Thursday? I know that's the day before the episode airs, but so many people I've known who have dabbled with Classic Who but haven't seen Pyramids of Mars have already gone back to rewatch it. I feel like this should have come out much earlier in the week so that you have a week to watch this, because realistically, the amount of people that are going to have time to watch Pyramids of Mars the day before before Empire of Death is very little. But then again, people are streaming Doctor Who in an entirely different way now, so they can just go and catch up. But that's the only negative here. This is such a cool idea. And it's not just a direct, let's play these 4 episodes. There's some new stuff being done to them. But before we discuss that, where to watch? Well, UK viewers and sadly, international fans, my apologies on behalf of Britain, this is exclusive to the United Kingdom. There was a rumour going around that it's going to be put up on the official Doctor Who YouTube channel, but I think one of these social media managers dispelled that rumour and said it was false. This is purely paid for by the UK TV licence, it's paid for by our taxes, thus we aren't going to be able to put it anywhere else. I don't know why I'm saying we as if I'm in charge of England. Point is, it's a UK exclusive Tales of the TARDIS episode airing on BBC4 on Thursday the 20th of June at 8 PM. And then obviously it's going to be on iPlayer for you guys to catch up with. Originally airing in 1975, the 4-part story The Pyramids of Mars sees the 4th Doctor Tom Baker and Sarah Jane Smith, Elizabeth Sladen, battle the almighty Sutekh. Now, the timeless classic has been remastered into a feature-length omnibus episode that has a cosmic makeover with updated visual effects. I am so excited to see what they've changed. I wonder if they're going to go back in and put the jackal head, like the big dog head of Sutekh that vaguely resembles Scrappy-Doo, if they're going to put that over the original face in this episode. I don't know how well that would work though, because there is a certain charm to the 1975 original version. It does look a bit weird and cheap, but also it's iconic. The bits that they definitely should remaster is the time tunnel, maybe some of the TARDIS effects. They should also CGI away the infamous hand that's holding a pillow for when Sutekh stands up because his costume kept getting stuck to the pillow. If you just go back and watch Pyramids of Mars, there's just a hand that sort of appears on his throne and then disappears. Maybe they've CGI'd that away. And as well, it's been massively cut down. I think it's only about 74 minutes or something, which that's almost an entire part vanished. And I'm sure a lot of classic fans are going to be like, oh no, but the originals are still there on iPlayer for everybody to watch. This is just optional. And I do think it's a fantastic idea. Maybe not as cut down as the Daleks in colour was, but cutting down and doing new effects does make this far more accessible to a new audience. And if you want these episodes to be viewed for years to come, they are going to need updates. They don't need George Lucas prequeling, but they do need updates. So yeah, I for one am incredibly excited about this news. Now, back on board the Remembered TARDIS, the Doctor and Ruby pause in battle to reflect on their recent adventures. So yeah, we already kind of knew, but this is confirmation that Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson are the 2 who are going to be in this episode, rather than it being Tom Baker. I mean, he's probably off enjoying his life, doing whatever. And it does make sense that the Doctor would give Ruby some added context as to who Sutekh is. But yeah, that's the Doctor Who news for today. If you did enjoy, please do remember to like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.